Good evening and welcome to the Merry Boozers RC channel, everybody. Glad to have y'all as always. Super cool. I see some of our members' badges have officially changed. They're now flying their T6s. They've moved out of their Stearman trainers. It's awesome to see that happening. And welcome. It's so glad to have y'all on a Sunday night, spending your evening with us as always. I'm going to definitely try and focus on answering any questions in the chat. Lori is definitely checking also if we have any tonight. I'm trying something a little different today. Most of you guys would have noticed I put out the build assembly video on the EC-1500 earlier. So what I'm kind of thinking I'm going to start doing now is maybe putting out build assembly videos the day of, if we're going to be doing an unboxing type of show where we've got a new airplane. And that way you guys can see that earlier, and then the live show can be more focused back on you guys. You know, I'm playing it a little bit different. You guys let me know what you think. In the comments, you know, later on after the video's done, let me know. Do you like it this way? Did you like it last week where we played that build video in the show? You know, I'm playing with it a little bit, guys, to see what you like. So, tonight we have the EC-1500 sitting in front of us. I have put about 12 flights on this airplane now, and have really been enjoying getting to know it. It is a very, very fun airplane. I'm actually just in love with this airplane. So, before we get too far into this, I want to give some special shout outs to our Boozer Barracks members. Michael Reitzka, Gooniac33, Marcus Green, Jay Maniacs RC, I hope I got that name right, Mike SSI, Spencer Keith, Pterodactyl 44, the Farmer Man RC channel, George Watts, Gavin Street 13, had the chance to fly with him several times, Victor RC Jets, I believe that is Victor Shamulus now, and he's changed his name. Pay It Forward RC, Joe Pellegrino, Kevin Farros, our buddy from all over the YouTube channel. You guys have seen him. Of course, he's a supporter of us. William Margita, Dave Kowishki, and Dennis Farley. Thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart for being supporters of the channel and being members. We tried to make it super fair for everybody to become one. And it's about time for me to do a members only live chat again. So we may be doing that tomorrow. We have the days off, so we might be able to set it up. I have several new airplanes in boxes back here behind me, and a tank right there. So who knows, we might go live and show you guys around some of the stuff that we've got waiting in the wings on the channel. We did successfully fly the Bighorn and the Challenger this weekend. Really, really enjoyed getting some balsa airplanes again. I always do. Lori has them over here on the side. Some pictures there. But we really did enjoy the airplanes. The Bighorn on a 2200 3S, we got a 5-minute flight. And on the Challenger, we got a 5-minute flight. And then I went back up for Lori to take some pictures of the Bighorn. And I flew it with a 3500 milliamp battery, and the plane likes the extra nose weight, definitely. So, super awesome. You guys will be seeing that this week. The videos are ready. We're going to be releasing a flight video on probably Bighorn Monday, EC-1500 on Wednesday, and Challenger on Friday. So we've got to set it up. We might do them as, what are they called, Lori? Where everybody gets to chat along with us? Premieres. That way everybody can chat and hang out. I might do them for 6 o'clock just like I did last week. I always enjoy seeing you guys that can jump in. Don't ever feel you have to. We just love to see you in them when you can. I'm on another phone, but I'm Carl Dean.
It's Gavin.
Oh, okay. Well, Gavin, that's fine. We're glad to have you. Victor RC Jets, change that name, huh? Man, I've seen you as Victor Shamulus for forever. GB, welcome, sir. EQRC, I have got to meet EQ at Joe Nall and Fall Nall now, and I've always enjoyed being around EQ. EQRC, are you going to make it to the Boozer Fly-In? We're only a month away, guys. I know we have Motion RC. Are we 2 months away? I thought we were only a month now.
November, it's only September.
September, October. You're right. So we got 2 more months. I'm crazy. But I'm curious if you're going to be able to make it, EQ. Love to have you there. We have heard Dave's RC is going to be there. Motion RC. Let's see. I'm trying to think of everybody off the top of my head. RC Informer's coming. The RC Air Marshal's already planning on being there. So, you know, guys, if you can make it to the one event that I know that it hasn't been canceled this year, it'd be a good one to come out to and hang out with us. A lot of your buddies that you see in this chat are going to be there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. Lori's going to pop it up on the screen for a second. If you haven't seen it, yes, the Mary Boozer presents Toys for Tots Flying at Imperial RC Club. And we're going to play y'all some flight video here in just a minute of the EC-1500 from when we were at Imperial RC last time for National Model Aviation Day. I actually flew this airplane, what was that, 2 weeks ago? For National Model Aviation Day, and then we got out and flew it again this week. And really, really enjoyed it. There, and Jerry's in the chat right now. There you go. So Jerry is one of the gentlemen running the whole event. Big shout out for that man. He is making it all possible. So we're really happy that they are welcoming the Boozer family out at their club, and we're going to have a wonderful fly-in. So super excited for that. They're always great hosts at any event we've been to with them. They also do Florida E-Jets there, which we will be at also, but that'll be next year. So you'll definitely see them here. And when Lori gets a chance to get everything edited, you will see Model Aviation Days fly-in from Imperial here on the channel also. Let's see, we have planes, archery, and table tennis. If any of y'all are in Copen, Oklahoma next weekend, I'll be competing in the IMAC tournament there. I'll be in Newton, Kansas the week after that. Well, cool for you, sir. Planes, archery, and table tennis. I have been all over there. Newton, Kansas is one of my favorite little towns, actually. Just outside of Kansas City, and it is a beautiful little town. Used to actually work at a store there for Border States Electric. Just seeing if I missed anything. Lori's going to pick them out if I miss anything in the chat. So, EC-1500, if you didn't get a chance to watch the video yet, and the show's over tonight, if you're curious of how this assembles, it's an extremely, extremely easy airplane to put together. Tail, no screws on the verts, they snap in, or the horizontals, they snap in. 2 screws to put the rudder on, 4 screws on the wing. I will say the one downfall was when I put the wing on, these were very hard to get in. You know, they can't all be perfect, and if every review I gave you was perfect, you wouldn't trust me, guys. And something that I did run into an issue with was assembling the EC-1500. These nylon threaded wing bolts, they did eventually go in, but they took a little bit of finesse. And I've heard several guys say they've changed these out to 2mm metal screws, and they're a lot easier to put in and out. So something you might look at if you decide to get one of these. They do have a new version now. They've changed the prop adapter. I know some of the earlier versions, they were having issues with the props coming off. So that has been addressed. I've been flying mine not gently, and I haven't had any idea or any issues with the props. Michael writes, there we go. I got it that time. When are the big horns shipping? I talked to the guys over at Buddy RC about that. The pre-orders are expected to ship end of the month, into next month, somewhere in either the end of this month, beginning of next month, somewhere in there is when they're expecting their shipment to get them turned around and shipped out. Challengers will be in there also. They didn't end up opening up a pre-order for the Challengers, so when the stock arrives, they will start to sell them at that time. I can say I've flown them both now. The Bighorn is fantastic, but if I could only have one, you guys are going to laugh at me. I fly 3D, but it's not my number one thing. The Challenger is, anybody that flew back in like the 90s and had like an ugly stick, not an ultra stick, an ugly stick, the old school, just standard old straight views, straight wing, they all flew fantastic. That's what this thing flies like, and it was like flying an old friend to me. I took off, maiden flight, put a couple clicks of trim in, and was instantly in love, and was just flying it all over the place. You'll see the videos this week. Maiden flight was basically the performance flight because it felt like an old friend, and I jumped right into it. Hamilton's Hangar. Mary Boozer RC, are you planning on dropping some paratroopers? I am, but I don't have them yet. I have ordered them from Amazon, some plastic army men with parachutes, and we're going to put them in here and drop them out. But I haven't had a chance to do it yet. But yes, I do want to do that, and I kind of want to try and figure out some way to get a little tank in there with a parachute, so when I put the parachute out, it pulls the tank out, and we can do it over the runway. I saw that Chris Wolf, the RC geek, actually did it with a little RC tank. I want to see if I can find one that's a little bit bigger. Maybe doesn't have any guts in it, so it'll be a little lighter, and put it on a sled of some site, so it'll actually come out and slide on the runway instead of just toppling. But I think it could be a lot of fun to do it. I've also been debating, I don't know if I want to tackle this yet, doing a Thunderbirds paint job on this airplane. So a lot of guys don't know the Thunderbirds actually had their own cargo plane, just like the Blue Angels have Fat Albert. The Thunderbirds did have a prop-driven cargo plane that they flew. Now, this was a long time ago, and if you look it up online, you'll see it. But I think this airplane could make a candidate for it. But I just have to figure out if I want to tackle that. Keith Christie, do you have the V2 prop adapters? I believe these are. They are still a pressure fit. I have had no issues out of it. I can't confirm they are. But as far as I know, this is the newest version of this airplane. I don't think they'd have sent me the old ones and not told me about that. But I have had zero issues with the props sliding off on this airplane. We've got, like I said, 12 flights on it now. It's probably about time that I pull them and check them. But I have had no issues out of the props on this airplane. Other than they look absolutely wicked. Everybody that's seen it goes, wow, those are the neatest props ever. So, real quick, what I want to do is Lori's got the flight video queued up. I'm going to stay here and keep talking to you. We're going to keep the sound off, but we're going to play a little teaser here of the EC-1500 flying so you can get a feel for how it looks. This was when we were at the Model Aviation Day fly-in. Laura, you can go on and roll it. This was when we were at the Model Aviation Day fly-in over at Jerry's Club, and we put a flight on this, and this is going to come out later on the Mary Boozer channel where you'll be able to watch it with sound and everything. But right now, while we're talking about the airplane, I just figured we'd show you a little bit of it flying. It's an extremely smooth airplane. It handles grass very well. Go big screen. I don't know how easy it is for Lori to do that.
He's going big screen.
Oh, he's going big screen. There we go. So, I know a lot of guys want to know if they fly out of the grass. So at Jerry's Field, we flew it off the pavement. That review is going to come out, like I said. But this weekend, we went down to the Webster Field, and we flew it off the grass. Because I know a lot of guys want to know grass capabilities. Same thing with the Bighorn and the Challenger. I went on ahead and flew them out of the grass. Because it's one thing to say they're grass ready. It's another thing to just take it out there and show you. And the grass at the Webster Field is not the prettiest, most manicured stuff. So if it'll fly out of the grass there, it'll fly out of your field. You know, it's mowed, but it's not like a putting green out there. And that's what I try and show you guys with these flights. So anyway, like I said, this video that's playing right now, We were really getting used to the airplane. Papa takes the sticks about halfway through the flight and he flies it. And Keith Christie, I agree, it does land very well for a big model. The wheels are a little squeaky. I've heard that complaint from a lot of guys, but what do you want? It works good on the grass. It lands good. Squirt some oil on them if your wheels are too loud. But I've had so much fun with this airplane. It's so different. It's big too. I mean, if you can see, it's a big model. And to have a big cargo plane that does loops, rolls, flies inverted, it's a lot of fun. Was that flight on 4S or 3S? That flight was on a 4S 5000 milliamp. The flight yesterday out of the grass was on a 4000 milliamp 4S. I have only flown this airplane on 4S. I haven't even tried 3S because I knew I was going to like 4S that much better. If you guys want to see a 3S flight in the future, I can do that. But I really feel 4S is the sweet spot on this airplane. Honestly. And this is me trying to get it as slow as I could here. I had the flaps out, getting the nose up. I got it a little too slow there, honestly. But, you know, guys, I know y'all want to see these planes pushed a little bit. So that's what I was doing there. Yeah. And it does land very well. And the drop door in the back, I have had zero issues out of. We've played with it a bunch. The most I have dropped out of it is nothing yet, but I do plan on doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely. Trying to see if there was any questions I missed. They have a C-17 now too, but they didn't indeed have the EC-1500. I can't figure out what that was asking. Found some paratroopers at the dollar store. TNRC Pilot. Has a 24-inch chute. Well, I guess you could be able to see that. There you go. I'm handing the sticks over to Papa on the video. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys, when we get to show you this. But I've been trying to put the sticks in Papa's hands more on video, too, lately. We did fly. I have one sitting behind me right now. The Twin Otter. Rich let us fly it, and Papa took that, and he said, man, this is a Papa plane. He called both of these. He said, hey, when you're done reviewing these, I want these planes. Dad wants the EC-1500 and the Otter, the Twin Otter. He really liked the way both of these flew. It's funny, you can go mild to wild with these airplanes. So the EC-1500, if you put the inner flaps segments together, because it comes out of the box where you can choose, and if you watch the build video, you'll see it. You can either have just the outer panel of the aileron as an aileron, or you can divide it, aileron and the center section of the flap, put them together, and then this thing becomes a 3D monster. Now when Papa takes over possession of the EC-1500, I imagine we're going to probably switch it to the bigger flap segments. And you tone the rates down a little bit, and I mean, it flies like a dream, guys. And where I really find this plane to be the most fun to me is late in the evening. It's covered in lights, day bright LEDs. And late in the evening, you know, dusk time, when the air is nice and smooth, you can get this thing to a crawl with the flaps out and just cruise it around and get like a 12-minute flight out of this on a 5000. And it's just a lot of fun. I really do think the airplane likes the extra nose weight too of a 5000. And if you were going to fly this on like a 3000, I'd probably add some nose weight to the airplane. Probably like 3 or 4 ounces at least glued up in the nose. And another neat thing, if you do need to add nose weight and you're not going to use the camera option, Laura, let's come back to us for a second. See if I can show them this, because I don't think I showed this in the build video. But you can, the nose is magnetic, and it has a cutout for a GoPro to go in there. If you wanted to fly around and film from this airplane, that's a GoPro holder up in the front. But it's also an easy place to put weight. If you were going to fly this on smaller packs, it'd be an easy place to put that. And then if you wanted to FPV this, this little piece comes off with the antenna magnetically, and this is a spot to mount your FPV camera on this airplane. So they really thought it out very well. And I guess, do we have Top Shot set up tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, cool. So let's go to top for a second. Let me just give you a quick look inside, and this is my list of all our paid members. I'm going to try and start doing that, guys, at the beginning of our shows. Going through and telling everybody who our Boozer Barracks members are. But magnetic hatch, and look at how much room you get in this airplane. I mean, it's a ton of room up in the nose of this thing. Just to show you. Oops, I just hit the microphone. I'm sorry about that, everybody. So this is a 5,000 smart pack. About as big as you're going to get on a 4-cell battery. Now, quick thing to tell you. If you get an EC-1500, go on and pick up one of these adapters too. Yes, the prop issue has been fixed, RC Plane Reviewer. If you decide to get this, you're going to need an EC5 to EC3 adapter, because it comes with the big 6S battery connector in the airplane. Unless you get a 4-cell battery with the big plug on it. But most of mine don't have it, so I went on ahead and picked up that adapter. But just to show you how much room is in this airplane, let me put this 5,000 in here. Just to show you, you're not going to have any issue getting smaller packs. I'm not going to do all the straps either right now, but there's where I fly with my 5,000. All the way forward, touching the servo up in the front. I like the nose weight. I like it a lot, actually. So there it is with a 5,000 4S. Plenty of room. You could even do 2 3-cells in here, or 2 3,000s 4S's if you have 3,000 instead, and make 6,000 milliamps with a Y adapter, and you could have some long flight times, because I get like 8 minutes out of this 5,000. So if you put 2 4-cell 3,000s up in the nose, you'd have a long flight time, and there's plenty of room. Plenty. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Okay, you can come back to the front, Lori. So, just to give you that look. Excuse me. Definitely in love with this plane. I am, guys. You know, it's funny. I try. You know, some guys always tell me, you like all airplanes. You don't say anything's bad. Well, I don't try and show the bad stuff on the channel. Let's make this as easy as I can. If I get an airplane that doesn't fly good, I normally just don't show the airplane. I say, nah, that's not even something I want to touch. And after I've done this as long as I have, normally I can look at an airplane and go, that's not really for me. But here lately, Motion RC, Horizon Hobby, you know, the big boys, they're really not putting out bad airplanes anymore. You're hard pressed to find one that's really deserving of a bad review. I'd like to try the new Flex F100, but I haven't. Flex doesn't send me airplanes, and I'm so covered up in other stuff. It's hard for me to go out and buy a $500 jet right now. 6 dead bodies. Oh my gosh, rough. Oh, I have to say the battery bay in this is one of the biggest battery bays and the easiest to access. There's no issue getting to your batteries or getting to your straps in this plane. I mean, my hand, it almost can go in there sideways flat. You need a blooper reel. You have no idea, Jerry, the amount of bloopers we have that we could do it with. It's just the time of getting it. Over the last few weeks, we've been putting 3 videos a week out, and 3 edited. We try and make them very high quality videos. So I'm not touching that. Anyway, I really do like this airplane a lot, guys, and I have the turbo timber sitting behind me, and if you guys go back and look on the channel, our original video of the timber is really funny. I dressed up like Steve Irwin. I had the plane up in a tree. You know, we were going bush flying. It was really funny. Let's see here. RC Plane Reviewer. How cool is it to pack it full of those green Army men and airdrop them from your feet? I haven't tried it yet, RC Plane Reviewers, but I am definitely looking at doing it in the future. I have them on order. I want to get a whole pile of them and dump them out. The other thing I want to do, something we used to do back in the olden days, you get you a roll of biodegradable toilet paper, and you get the string part up here with a weight on it, and you get it unrolled a little bit, and then you drop it out of a plane like this, and it unrolls, and then you let 5 or 6 guys try and hit it with their airplanes as that toilet paper comes out. It's biodegradable, we're not littering, it'll go away, it's toilet paper. It's made for you to poop in the woods and leave it there. But we used to do that, where you drop a roll of toilet paper out of the airplane, and then 5 or 6 guys try and cut the toilet paper. It's a lot of fun. So we might try something like that in the future, a streamer cut kind of deal, where you drop the streamer out of the airplane and let everybody try and cut it up. The Fred Barron, welcome to the show tonight, Fred. Always a pleasure to have you, sir. So, guys, what have y'all been flying? It's a beautiful holiday weekend. Have you guys been out flying? We are planning on, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, we want to try and get the Challenger and the Bighorn back out and try and fly them again, because I didn't get enough time with them. Unfortunately, it's about 1 billion degrees in Florida right now, and poor Lori, after she's out there for too long, she gets heat issues really easily. And it was about 1 billion degrees, and she's carrying the camera and everything, and we flew all 3 airplanes, about 3 flights Saturday, and we had to come back. So, Joe, that's no good. Have to go in an emergency with your father-in-law. Well, I hope he's okay, Joe. 100 plus today for Victor. Yeah, I saw your Facebook post, Victor, that it was over 100 degrees there. Where are you at, Victor? I thought you were in
California.
Oh, he's in California. I thought he was out in Nevada. Whoops. Well, both of them are very hot and very close to each other, so I can get it. But Victor, I've heard it from 1 million people. It's a dry heat, though. Doesn't matter when you walk outside and it feels like you're getting hit in the face with a blow dryer. I don't care if it's dry or not. David Martin Grath, 113 degrees there. He must be in Phoenix.
No, thank you.
I'm guessing you must be in Phoenix then. Hands and thumbs are weak and getting some strength back. Huffins flew the Park Zone F4F Wildcat, the P-51 Mustang, and his E-flite UMX Turbo Timber yesterday. I need to try the UMX Turbo Timber. I have the standard UMX Timber, and I haven't flown it yet, sadly. 10,000 other things have gotten in the way, but eventually I'm going to do it, and I want to float fly it. I want to get the little float set for it. But Jeff's Custom RC, good to see you tonight, brother. We are always happy to have Mr. Jeff in the chat. Where's your partner in crime tonight, Jeff? Old Raven Rock Aviation. Eric got that one's true. Eric says, there's no such thing as a dry heat in Florida. This is the truth. You walk outside and it feels like you just came out of the shower. Jeff West, love my EC-1500. It's an amazing plane. I have to agree with you, Jeff. So you guys are going to probably think I'm absolutely insane. This is probably my second favorite airplane I've flown this year. And let me tell you, my first still is my F-16 70mm from Horizon Hobby. I love that airplane. Every time I get a chance, I take that with me and I fly it. And I have a good time every time. But this airplane has been going with me everywhere since I got it. I can't quit flying this airplane. And it's so different. Hey Rich, welcome to the chat, sir. Good to have you, Mr. RC Informer. I know he just got one of these too, and he's going to be backing me up on this pretty soon when he flies his. I've had so much fun with this airplane. I really have. It's so different right now. From, everybody's got a new jet lately. But how many twin-engine cargo planes have you seen come to market lately? And they always say, put your money where your mouth is kind of thing. But the cargo plane has been so much fun to me to have something different. That's all it is to it. I think it's just that it's different than everything lately. And it's been really nice to have a lazy, flying, big cargo plane. Once again, it doesn't have to be. It can be crazy if you want it to be. But old Rich has got that new FMS V2 1700 Mustang the Corsair I am drooling over. I can't wait to see his videos of that come out in the coming weeks. I am excited for that. If you haven't checked out RC Informer, we did get to team up with him down at Imperial about 2 weeks ago. He's got some sweet videos that have came out since then. He has one of him and Gavin. Gavin's down in the comments. He just doesn't have his account signed in tonight. But he has a video of him and Gavin tearing up the skies with their E-flite F-16s. V3. I thought it was V2. Sorry, Rich. There's a new FMS 1700mm Corsair, and it looks like they got really good landing gear in it and that kind of stuff, and I'm all over that when that plane comes out. And if they'll just do the P-47, I will be a very, very happy man, because anybody that knows me knows that P-47s are my favorite RC warbird. I love them. Right next to a B-25, for just going out and having fun though, I love a P-47. There's a reason I bought the Nexa P-47. Paid for that one 100% out of my pocket, guys, because I believed that it was going to be a fantastic airplane, and it was. And I might end up doing the same thing for a Corsair. So, Rahuffins needs a lady to put on the side of his F8 Bearcat. Hey, Rahuffins, if you'll reach out to Cali Graphics and say, where's my ladies at? We're just waiting for her to put them up. So, she has them. She currently has them. I have received some of the samples of them. They look great, but I can't show them to you here because they're not safe for work. But, yeah, she has them. So they should be going up any time now. Let's see. Have I missed anything? Good to see you in the show. Yes, it is. I flew, let's see, Joseph Youngblood. Hi all, I flew my Night Timber X yesterday, went to the drone races today, and filmed flying gas planes tomorrow. That'll be a lot of fun. You've had a jam-packed weekend, sir. Jam-packed. So, anyway guys, I really am super excited to show you the flight videos. Lori, if you wanted to cue it back up and let it play for a little bit, you can. We had the flight video going for guys earlier. This was one we did down at Imperial RC Club. We'll let it roll. No sound once again, just so you can see this airplane actually flying. The video you're watching right now will come out in about another week. We have a different video of the EC-1500 that's going to come out this week. Papa even gets on the sticks in this one once again. Something I really want to start doing more of is getting Papa flying on the channel, guys. I think you guys need to see him fly just as much as me. I know a lot of you like to see me. I'm a more experienced pilot, but it's still good to see Papa flying on the channel too. So when he's around, he's always going on vacations lately. In about another 2 or 3 weeks, he's going again. I believe he's going to Texas this time, out in Farley's neck of the woods. But yeah, you can see how stable this airplane is in the shots of this video. I mean, it really is a great flying airplane. Please send the request to Callie. That's the truth, Papa. Voice goes hoarse after talking like this for an hour. Cool, Wes. Anyway, guys, I really do hope you enjoy the content we have coming out over the next week. Once again, we're going to have the maiden flights of the Challenger and the Bighorn from Ohio Model Products. OMP has officially sold out of the green Bighorn, so the red one and the blue one are all that are left in the pre-orders. The Challenger is still coming in 2 color options. The pre-order is not available for that, and they are not going to release a pre-order, last I have heard. They have decided to just wait till they come in. They're expecting their shipment of those planes in at the end of the month. Hey, Lori, when you go by, Lori's walking by, can you get me some more water? Are you going to be gone for long? You might want to put me back on front camera if you're going to be gone for a while.
I can.
Okay. Are you talking with somebody? Oh. Sorry, Lori's getting a phone call from her daddy, so she's going to run off and talk to him for just a minute, and that's fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is the chat still working? Oh yeah, there it goes.
You're just loading it.
Dang, I wanted a big greenhorn. Yeah, they might have more coming in the shipment, Jeff. But they're out of the pre-order ones they were going to do. They were going to pre-order a certain amount, and then, there might be some more models on that container. But definitely don't wait. If you want a Bighorn or a Challenger, guys, shipments in between are taking a long time for all companies right now. So if you see an airplane, especially like the Bighorn or the Challenger, where they have them on a promo special entry price right now, jump on them, because they're not going to last long. The Challengers at $199 ready to go it's a large airplane. It's actually sitting here. I mean, anybody that has an EC-1500, the Challenger is actually the same size, wingspan and everything. And for $199, this is a smoking deal. That anybody that wants to try balsa, this is going to be your best option ever. Go try and build a big stick, 40 size balsa airplane right now for less than $199, and you'd still have to put it together. You wouldn't do it. I'd tell you, just the kit's going to cost you that anywhere else. And same thing with the Bighorn. I mean, you're talking turbo timber price for a balsa airplane. So, and honestly, the performance of the Bighorn, guys that like a Timber X, the Bighorn feels like a Timber X. What's really funny is it's 3S powered, and it has unlimited vertical because it's so light being balsa. Anyway, for another night. Tonight we're talking EC-1500s, yeah, don't wait. If you want one, get one, because we don't know how long in between shipments is going to be to get the next go around. So anyway, it is, Jeff. It's a great deal. Michael Reitzka has the blue one coming. The yellow bottom will look really good to see. And if you go over on OMP Hobby, or not OMP, excuse me, if you go over on Buddy RC, their Bighorn video, there's actually a gentleman over in China flying the blue and yellow version. And he's flying the wings off of it. But yes. And I believe all the pre-orders are the ones with flaps and ailerons, whereas the shipment that's coming in, I believe there are going to be versions of it that are going to be just ailerons, no flaps, also available for a little bit less money. So anyway, smoking deal. Get on them while you can. Got one of those. Trying to keep up with the comments right now. A Fly Zone FW-190. Wow, that's an old airplane. Christopher. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Yep, Jeff West. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but balsa flies better, and I'll choose balsa fiberglass all day over foam. Just me. I agree and disagree. So I love a balsa airplane. I don't like putting them together. Foam has made me super lazy. I've done it for a few airplanes that I really want, but I've been spoiled. And now with OMP doing plug and play balsa for the price of a foam airplane, you gotta have one in the hangar. The fact that it comes out of the box with the motor, the ESC, the servos, everything in the airplane already hooked up, all you do is glue the tail on. And I mean, it was easy, so I loved it. The Fred Barron RC. Boozers, always a great show, content extremely well produced, and such great folks. Excellent representation of the hobby. Well, thank you so much, Fred. I really do appreciate that, sir. You, sir, are a fantastic supporter of the RC hobby. I see you in everybody's shows. Fred has dropped donations around the planet of RC and really kept everybody going well. And we really appreciate you, Fred, and we're glad you keep sticking around. Jeff West, I'm the opposite. I love to scratch build, and building a 200-inch B-52 right now. Holy cow. Well, Jeff, I'm not saying that I can't do it and that I don't enjoy it, but I don't want to do it all the time. So currently, I'm still waiting to hear back from Papa if it's official first. So I'm going to tell you about this, but if it doesn't happen, just know this is between us here in the live chat. I am currently trying to purchase a 12-foot DC-3, and me and Dad want to make it into a Puff the Magic Dragon, which was, you know, the earlier version of like the gunships in Vietnam. The gentleman that actually taught me how to fly, his name is Charles Busby out in Big Spring, Texas, actually has been scratch building the airplane, and he's lost interest in the hobby. So I'm trying to purchase that airplane. If it happens, you're probably going to get to see us doing some covering and some building and that kind of stuff on the channel, but it isn't confirmed yet, so I'm not saying it's coming yet until we find out for sure. Hey, thank you, man. I do appreciate that. Anyway, we're super excited about it if it does happen, but we'll see, you know. Got to play it by ear. Got my Mary Boozer cup. Aww. Papa, if you're still in the chat, I did order you 2 new shirts today. So, they're coming. He's been wanting some new Mary Boozer shirts. So I ordered him some. And got me some too. EQRC, the stock gear has a tendency to break. On what airplane, EQ? Don't know. She's looking back. Must be a different kind of airplane. Maybe it was the FW-190 he was talking about. I was going to say, on this thing, they're pretty much bulletproof. I've crash landed it right into the grass and not had any issues out of this one. The fun of not having any retract. Michael wants to know, are those opposing propellers or counter-rotating? Yes, Michael, they are. Let's see if I can give you a shot straight on from them, but they do spin inwards like this. So they are counter-rotating. Jerome, thank you so much for coming, sir. I do appreciate you. I guess I should call you by your actual name now here. Jay Maniac? Is that right? Maniac?
Maniac.
Excuse me. It's hard to read it from here. I'm across the room from the TV. So, Jay Maniac, I'm glad you could stop by tonight. Thank you for being a member, sir. We really do appreciate it. the Fred Barron got him several Boozer shirts and a coffee cup. You know, I haven't got one of the coffee cups yet. I need to order me one of those.
I think you might get one of those coffee
Yeah,
cups.
that's one of the few things me and Lori hadn't got yet. We want to, but... At least somebody's buying shirts. You know, we've actually had a little uptick on the shirts lately. We're probably selling 4 or 5 a month, you know. I'm happy with it. You guys enjoy the shirts. We might have a few of them to give away in November if anybody shows up there. Just saying. Not one for every person there, but I will try to have some. I will definitely have stickers. So, but anyway, who knows? They might be prizes to go along with other prizes. There will be prizes at the event. You'll want to be there. Just saying. Oh yeah, actually here, let me show them that. So, or hold it up there. Lori's been working on the trophies. I still have to glue the airplanes onto the trophies, but Lori's going to hold it up. Like here's Best Warbird. And that little airplane that's going on the plaque is actually, I've weathered it. It's hard to see it here on camera, it's tiny, but I did weather. And all the Boozer awards for the show are going to be handmade plaques. Lori has custom burned them, and then I painted the little models that are on them. So it's going to be a really neat, different setup here. Here's fastest jet or fastest airplane. Yeah, and it's got the little starfighter for it. Yeah, Lori's making these. We thought it'd be a little more fun if we handmade the awards for the event. Just so you guys have a little piece of the Boozer, the winners, to take home with you. I thought it'd be kind of neat to hand make the awards for it. So anybody can go to a trophy shop and buy trophies, but it's another thing to actually make them. Well, the cat is trying to eat some stickers over here. No, stop. Anyway, yeah, Lori did a great job on that. Lori makes some awesome wood burning stuff. She has a Facebook page for it, but I don't know if she uses it anymore.
I use it every once in a while.
Anyway, she still makes wood burning stuff every once in a while for people. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I'm missing what's going on with the flight line 190-degree gear. Holy cow, Jeff West, I need to go. We just broke the 300 mile per hour mark with a 12S Funjet yesterday. Jeff, did you put that on Facebook? Maybe in like the EDF Jet Clubhouse? I think I saw that video. Wes, is anybody bringing gas planes to your fly-in? Possibly. I haven't been told you can't. As far as I know out there, you can fly anything you want except for turbines are going to be allowed at the field. So, I have seen a gas plane fly out there, so yes, you can bring gas. George, not a problem. Bring them if you want to bring a gas plane. I forgot, last time we were out there, a guy had like a 130-inch Sopwith Camel that was gas-powered. So yes, you can fly gas airplanes at the event, just no turbines. Oh, look at that. Will Engel? I can't read it from here. Is that what it says?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Would you award a former Air Force pilot flying an RC-F4 from the Triple Nickel Squadron? Well, it depends. We do have an award, so it's lucky enough the judges of Top Gun are actually members of the club, and we're going to do a little mini Top Gun. We can't call it that, of course, but we're going to have them judge static score of your airplane and then a scale flight of your airplane. And the person that does the combination of the two of those is going to award, it's sitting over there. It's got an F-14 on it. Anyway, Lori's got it here. We got approval from the Top Gun guys to be able to call it this, just for fun for our flying. But whoever can do the best static scored, customized airplane, it can be foam, it can be fiberglass, it can be whatever. Whoever has the best, hold it up just a little bit so they can see the airplane. Yeah, anyway, it's a little F-14, but yeah. So whoever has the combined score of best scale flight and best static display is going to get that award, which is going to be basically the best of show. So we're going to just have fun with it. Anything goes. You can bring foam, electric, planes that are customized. You are still in it to win it, because we're going to judge based on your finish and then your flight. And we're probably going to have a static score trophy and a flight trophy also. But we're still making the trophies as we go, guys. Yeah, it's really cool. It's on the Motion and Horizon Facebook page. Okay, I'm a member of that group too. I remember seeing it somewhere. I have actually seen that video, and the thing was ripping. Jeff. Twin EDS. George, I don't know if you're going to be the only one out there with gas planes, but you know, I mean, it is the day and age we live in. There's not going to be as many gas airplanes at this event. Let's look at our channel too. You know, a lot of our viewers are more of the electric side, but don't feel that you can't fly your gas airplanes out there. Bring them, man. Have a good time. It's going to be a 3-day event, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so there's plenty of time to fly in there. Jerry, are they allowed to fly anything at night, electric-wise, with lights on it? I see Jerry's in the comments right now, so Jerry's going to be your best answerer on that. But can guys fly at night? If we're out there camping, you can camp at the event, dry camp. There is no RV hookups. There are solar chargers at the place, so you can charge batteries there. But there is no electricity, so you're going to need to bring your own generator if you want to be able to run your air conditioner and stuff at night in your trailer. Or you can always dry camp out there or get a hotel room. It's Lakeland, Florida, just down the street from old Walt Disney World, so there's plenty of hotels and things around there too. It is really fast. Alright, EQRC's doing a FMS B-25 landing gear modification. I still have my FMS B-25 actually. It's a wonderful flying airplane, but I have to agree that the landing gear suck on that airplane. I told you I'd be honest. That is an airplane that I love the way it flies, but the landing gear are awful on it. Awful. Yeah, anyway, I'm really looking forward to it, guys. I think that the event is going to be a whole lot of fun. Remember, entry fee for the event is $10 for landing fees to go to the club, and you must bring one toy for the Toy for Tots donation. You can bring more than one toy, though. Please do if you do. At the end of the day, this is going to be for kids, so we want to take care of them. So charity is always a good thing. And if we're lucky enough to be covered in all of our toys, what's one toy for a kid that needs to get one for Christmas, right? Holy cow, a 17-hour print. Whew. Anyway. Well, guys, this has been the update of the EC-1500 tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Old Huffins goes live after us normally. Can it be any type of toy? Yes, as far as I know. Is there any stipulations on the toy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It just has to be a toy for a kid.
Right. Anyway, I'll find out exactly, Gavin, but as far as I know, you know, Barbies, G.I. Joes, that kind of stuff is all good. You want to probably keep it a little more time. I wouldn't probably put an RC airplane in there. Could, I guess, but we'll see on that. Absolutely love bringing toys for tots. There you go. In the build video, you said the wings snap in. Okay, RC roll it real quick before I actually roll this up. The wings pop in, and then you have, there you go, Lori's going to put the top on. So the wings slide on like a standard wing, and then it has a receiving point where they snap in. And then you have finger tightening nylon bolts right here, 2 of them. And you just unscrew these and the wings can slide off for transport. So yes, you can take the wings on and off for transport. They're fast connectors though. I will say if you're going to take the wings on and off all the time, I would probably upgrade these to metal bolts instead of the nylon ones. Just the nylon ones are kind of a pain in the butt to put in and out. And 2mm metal ones would be a whole lot easier in my opinion. And then on the tail, you can also quick disassemble the tail. And I'll show you. Whoops, bonk, bonk, maybe.
Water.
So the tail actually has a button you push, and they pop right off. See it? So you can even disassemble the tail for travel easily. There's a button right here, and it just snaps in, keys in, and clicks. And then this is a plastic receiver point for the rudder, or the elevator. So like I said, you just take and... I haven't had any issues out of this either. It works great. FMS is doing this on a couple of their gliders now where they're snapped together like this. You still got to kind of fiddle around with it to get it to line back up. There we go. And then you just take and you'll hear it click, and that puts the elevator back on. So you can actually just pop these off too for transport. You can take them and the wing off. The only one that really takes a minute is the rudder. But no big deal. Rudder been holding up. Plane's really been holding up well. It is a very large model though. I mean, look at my hand on top of this. This is a big airplane. That's something I know. So like, go back to the front. The something that's actually surprised me, and I've got to stand back here so you can actually see it, but how big this model actually is. All the pictures I've seen of it, it's hard to tell how big this airplane is, but in person, the fuselage is huge. This is a big airplane. But like I said, for transport, 2 screws, slide the wing off. All the connectors are fast connects. So there's like 6 pins in a black thing. If you look at the build video, sorry, if I sit back down, you can see my face again.
Nobody wants to see that.
Anyway, super easy. What do people think of the T-28 Trojan or a P-51 Mustang? I love my Carbon Z T-28. The nose gear, you will strip the servo pretty much instantly on it for the steering servo. In ours, Papa is currently building a plate to go into it to put a full-size servo up in the front of it, you know, on the standard like gas or airplane servo, because that plane is like a quarter scale airplane with a 9 gram or 12 gram servo in the nose of that for the steering servo. It strips like that if you've hit anything with it. So, you know, I love my Carbon Z T28, but if you get one, go on and expect to have to change that servo up in the nose because it will strip. Only a matter of flights. Ours was brand new. It's never been crashed. It's never even been crash landed. You guys see the pilot I am. I don't really crash airplanes when I land them. I had a greaser of a landing at the Model Aviation Day flying, stripped like that, and I had no control over it. And it ran right into the fence. Made me want to cry. But didn't damage the plane, and better news. But I love that airplane. Now, the 1.2 meter E-flite T-28 is fantastic. And if you're thinking about getting one of those, go get it, David, because it's fantastic. Mine's sitting right over there. Actually, I could go get it, but that's an awesome, awesome airplane. Been around forever. There's a reason it's been around forever, though, is it flies so good. I wouldn't tell you to get the other one. There's a smaller one without retracts. I'd tell you to just go on and get the 1.2. It's really a better airplane. P-51 wise, I love the 1.2 meter P-51. If all you have is big 6S batteries, though, the big blue one is really cool too. You've seen us fly it here on the channel. If you haven't, go check it out. We definitely did that one, the Smart Mustang. But for the price, I think it's like $249 for the E-flite 1.2 Mustang. That airplane's awesome. Awesome. Definitely fly it on 4S though. You'll thank me. It's much better on 4S. 4S 2200s. All day long. Fantastic. Super sad to see the Spitfire go. The 1.2 Spitfire was a fantastic bird also. All right.
Hey.
Will Engel. I hope I said your name right. Welcome to the Boozer Barracks, sir. We're happy to have you. Carbon Z T28 is a sweet flying plane. It's so much fun to do low and slow. You know, the funny thing is how slow that airplane actually flies. You know, most guys that I have seen have issues with it, try and land it too fast. The funny thing is that plane lands at like 15 miles an hour, and it's happy to do it, and it really doesn't have a bad stall in it. It's just fantastic airplane, I agree. Carbon ZT28, love, 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 love. Yeah, it's Dad's favorite airplane, hands down. I'm telling you, if Dad could have one model, it's like Rich always says, if I could only have one airplane, Dad will tell you it'd be his Carbon ZT28. I'm really glad it came back. I wish they could have done a V2 with it instead of just bringing it back as is, and put suspension. I know it would have been more expensive, but I would have happily paid $600 for it to come with suspension, landing gear, and some more robust servos in it. That would be my one downfall of that plane, is the landing gear. If the landing gear were better on that airplane, it'd be the best airplane for sale ever. But go into it knowing, if you decide to get one, get it through my links down in the bottom. But I'd rather be honest with you guys. That's one Horizon airplane right now that if you get it, you're going to have to fix it. And just know that going into it, you're going to love every minute that you fly it. But the retracts you're going to have some issues out of. I don't care how good you fly it. It's just a matter of time and hitting a bump the wrong way. Yeah, I saw that too. When we were at the IRC flying, there was a guy, he said, it's my clipped wing T28, and he had a Carbon Z T28, and if you ever see one, the wings, out here he had cut like the half of the aileron and like a whole section of the wing off, and he had a clipped wing T28, and the thing was a rocket ship. It was hilarious. That's the truth, Joseph. Suspension would have made the T28 a better stall plane than the Carbon Cub. I agree. It really is amazing. If you ever get a chance to fly that E-flite T28, it is absolutely astonishing how slow it flies, but then you put the gear up and you cook it, and it really can go crazy. And we did change the two-bladed prop to a three-bladed master air screw on ours, just to give it a little bit better look too. I'd also like to see it get a V2 with the quick connect wing, because it definitely does not have a quick connect wing. It's a pain in the butt. It's got like 8 servo leads, and you have to pass them through it, and yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But yeah, Canik Argwall. Kanika? I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name terrible, but man, is SU-30 is the best plane of E-flite. It's a very good airplane of E-flite, but I still stand by the best jet that Horizon has made is the E-flite F-16. The big one, not the little one. The 70 millimeter E-flite F-16 is a magic airplane, and everybody that's into jets should own that airplane. Now, I love my Su-30 also. I have the Guniac afterburners for my Su-30. I need to put them in there. And I just got in my first set of RC Jet, or not RC Jet, dude, what's his name? Chris Wolf, RC Geek afterburners. He sent me a set of afterburners to try out. So I'll have officially tried everybody's at this point now. I still love my Lightburner afterburners also. He has a fantastic product also. All the afterburner guys do a great job, and I just tell you to get one from who you want to support. Now, if you decide to get one from the Lightburner, he does have a code that you can use. You can use code BOOZER at checkout, and I believe it's still activated to save 5% when you buy one from him. Air Marshal, yo, deputy was on watch, no mishaps to report. Yeah, David Martin Graff, I love my F-16 E-flite Thunderbirds. Still have to maiden it. Oh, you haven't flown it yet? You are going to love it. I'll tell you right now, if you're flying a 3700 or a 4000, push it all the way back. You want it to be butted up against the receiver. You can't make that airplane tail heavy with a battery. And you're going to have a much better flight than if you try and put it up in the nose. It flies like a turd if you put the battery way up in the front. You want it in the back, all the way butted up against the receiver, and you're going to have a fantastic time with that airplane. That's what it wants to fly like. Joseph Martinez, I flew the new E-flite A-10 the other day, and it was a great plane. Better first jet than the Viper. Actually, I would probably agree with you. I haven't flown the A-10 yet, but I know a lot of guys say the Viper is a great first jet. I found it very hard to land that airplane without bouncing it. Like, always. I think every landing I ever had with it, I bounced it. I think a better first jet would probably either be the A-10 or the Free Wing Avanti. I love that airplane. Challenge accepted. What did I miss? Anyway, it's actually hanging up there, what's left of it, the Viper. Anyway, Kevin flew it into a tree. It was really funny. It's on video. But, yeah, our E-flite Viper doesn't exist anymore. But, anyway, I still want to try a Havoc, too. I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard mixed things about the Havoc, but...
Don't reverse the ailerons.
Don't reverse the ailerons. Don't do too many rolls and loops with it and get disoriented and fly it straight in the ground. Ask Pilot Ryan. If you do, make sure you turn around and say it was the electronics. It's the only way to get away with it. 4070C Admiral Pro. Yeah, you'll be fine with that, David. Just definitely with a 4000, make sure it's as far back in the battery bay as you can. You won't have it tail heavy. I know it feels weird, but you want it as far aft as you can on that F-16, especially with that heavy of a battery. I find the sweet spot on that airplane is a 3700. Will Engel. I'm 73, and my days of RC go back to the 70s and 80s and 90s. When I was living in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, then Dover Air Force Base. I don't know where DEL is. Delaware? So, will your RC days go back to Papa's? So, he's not here tonight, but my father... Well, he's in here in the chat, but he's not here in the studio with me right now. But my father is the same thing. I actually have a like 80s model kit hanging up above us. It was one of my very first airplanes. But yeah, he goes back to the same time as you do on that. Papa doing any dotting on the EC-1500 or a new painting? So, Eric, I am debating debating, because I actually really like this paint job, but I'm debating on doing the Thunderbirds version of like a Fat Albert. It actually exists. Google it if you don't believe me. Look up Thunderbirds cargo plane and you'll see it. Back in the early days of the Thunderbirds, they actually had a cargo airplane that they flew that was like Fat Albert. And it was a 2-engine, I can't remember the name of the airplane, but it looks very similar. Lori's looking it up right now. There we go. I think if you look up Thunderbirds cargo plane. I don't know. I have pictures of it on my phone. Anyway, I've really debated on doing that paint job on here because I thought that's it. Yep. She's going to load up a picture here and see if you agree. I see this airplane with this paint job. And if they ever do a V2 of this airplane, I'd love to see it. Okay, there it is. It's very tiny, though. I don't know if she can zoom it in or not. Not really.
Man, I'm gonna try something else.
Ah, there we go. Alright, so I see this airplane with that paint job on it. I think it would be so cool. So, and that actually did exist. It was a real plane, so. It's not a C-130 because it only has 2 engines. It doesn't, so Fat Albert was the C-130, which is the 4-engine one. I can't remember what they called that airplane, but the Thunderbirds had it. And everybody's seen 123, that could be correct. But yeah, everybody's seen the Blue Angels one. You know, Hobby King has it right now on the C-130. But I haven't seen a Thunderbirds version. And the Thunderbirds version would go really well with my E-flite F-16. So I'm really debating on doing that. But man, it's a pain in the butt to repaint an airplane that looks this good already. So we'll see. We will see. But I could see this airplane painted that way. Jet-assisted takeoff, yeah. I remember that too, Michael. Back in the early days, they had a board, and you went up and you clipped your AMA card on the board on, you know, whatever channel you were on, and then you got your radio and you could go use it. And there was always that one guy that would show up to the field and not be thinking, and somebody's flying, and he'd turn his radio on, and that person would turn around, "Who just shot me down?" Because, I mean, when you turned on another radio, and guys that haven't been flying very long, but when you turned on a radio back in the day, I mean, you lost everything all of a sudden because somebody else was flying your airplane from the pits. So, yeah, it was bad. E-flite F-16 Thunderbird elevators and vertical stabilizers and fins. Can you use foam tack to glue the Can you use the foam tack to glue them? You can. I don't have mine right now. They don't screw on if I remember correctly. You do have to glue those on. I think when I glued mine on, I use, anytime I'm gluing foam, and some people get mad at me because they say this stuff isn't the right stuff, but that white tube glue that comes in every free wing airplane from ever, I have about 9 billion of those tubes, and I use that glue in everything. Stick it on, pull it apart, let it set, stick it together, pull it apart, let it set, it gets all stringy, and then you stick it together, and it's there forever. And I haven't had any issues out of it. Some guys say it degrades the foam, but I've flown a bazillion different airplanes put together with it now, and I haven't had any issues out of it. So you guys know what I'm talking about. It's one of these. I haven't bought foam glue in years. This stuff comes in every free wing kit ever. Anyway, don't throw them away. I got bukus of these, and I keep them. It makes great fixes at the field. Yeah, anyway. And every time I bought a bottle of foam tack, it ends up going bad before I get to use the whole thing. So why not just use those? And there's about 10,000 of those little jars around here. I also got a new tank, if y'all didn't see it. Professional version of the King Tiger sitting up there. So we'll be doing that in the next coming weeks. That'll be fun. It's the best one ever made. I agree. The white glue, is that what he's talking about?
Booger glue.
Yep, booger glue. Yep, it's the best glue ever made. Epoxy. You know, I like epoxy too. I've got the Zap epoxy here, and I use it on all my wood planes, but the only thing about epoxy is, man, it can get messy quick, and it turns this ugly yellow color whenever you get it on foam, and it gets somewhere you can see it, whereas that stuff dries like perfectly clear. So I really like that booger glue, as they're saying. But, yeah, like I said, any airplane that ever comes with it. Foam CA. Foam CA is good. I don't like CA as much on gluing surfaces on as I do that stuff. That stuff kind of gums up and it gets everywhere. CA is kind of a brittle glue, and as much flexing as foam does, I feel that CA will snap over time. Whereas that stuff kind of gives a little bit and kind of moves with the control surface. Now, on balsa, 100% agree, CA everything. I love the stuff. But on foam, if I get a crack in the wing, that's when I'll put a little bit of foam CA in. And that stuff will seep down in there and hold that crack. But on an actual surface, like if I were going to glue this rudder on, I would want to use that white tube glue or foam tack. It's basically what that stuff is. I think it's called a different name, but yeah. Hey, opinions are like things. Everybody has one. Sometimes they stink. Anyway, family friendly, right? Gavin's going to fly his F-18 80mm FMS, even though he didn't see it. I've seen him with it.
Says he's going to make a video out of his maiden.
Well, you better make a video. You've been hanging out with us too much, haven't you? Always have rubbing alcohol ready and a paper towel to clean up epoxy right up. I agree. It's just to each his own. I'm not going to tell you not to use epoxy. It's the strongest stuff in the world when you use it. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's just not for me. Now, I CA glued the elevator on this, and it's no problem. Now, epoxy would have been better, but I was trying to get it done, so I did it. Yeah, there you go. A couple guys in there saying that, but does anybody know what E-flite uses to glue the UMX flight boards to the fuselage? I have no idea. Contact Cement King Boxer. They aren't really the same. It'll destroy a UMX plane. I have no idea. I've never glued a UMX plane. Anyway. Well, guys, I really do appreciate y'all coming to hang out with us every weekend. I try and keep the shows to about an hour. I haven't even looked, and we've been on an hour and a half tonight. Gosh, we get to hanging out and having too much of a good time. I really have enjoyed you guys being here, as always. A big shout out once again to all our members. I'm going to try and start mentioning y'all at the beginning of each of our live shows each week. Just as a thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, be looking this week. So tomorrow, or it's either going to be one of these two. So tomorrow, we're either going to do the Bighorn or the Challenger. We haven't set it up yet. You'll find out here in just a few minutes after we put them up as premieres. We're going to do 6 o'clock tomorrow for one of those two planes. Wednesday, we're going to do a premiere for this airplane's flight video. And Friday, we're going to do a premiere for one of the other two of the balsa planes. I hope y'all can make it to them. We're going to do 6 o'clock each day, so you guys know about it. I'm going to try and start scheduling out more of our content. I've been releasing it kind of just at will, randomly, and I really enjoy being able to do it as a premiere and hang out with you guys for 10-15 minutes while the video plays in the evening. So, like I said, tomorrow we're going to do that. I'm going to try to go live for a little bit with our members. I haven't done a members only live this month, and it's about time to do one. So I'll definitely make a post in the members section of our YouTube channel. And if I decide to do one tomorrow, if not tomorrow, it'll be sometime this week. We'll definitely get on and kind of show y'all some of the new stuff we've got laying around that's coming to the channel in the coming weeks. But it's just not here yet for everybody, but it will be soon enough. And like I said, thank y'all. Thank y'all, thank y'all. Without you guys supporting me and Lori, we wouldn't be able to do this every week for you and keep the dream alive of playing with RC airplanes. So get out there and fly with your friends. Let me know in the comments if you liked today's setup better, where I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I did the build stuff in an earlier video in the day. Let me know if you like that, or if you want me to go back to playing it in the show. Let me know. Comments after the video. Alright guys, we're going to get out of here, and wait, Lori's typing something.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fly with your friends, guys. We'll see y'all in the videos this week.